Namaste. Have you ever wondered why cities are hotter than villages? So in this video, we are going to discuss this topic in detail. So let's get started. So this phenomena can be called as urban heat island effect. Urban heat island effect. What is that? So in cities, the air, surface and soil temperatures are almost always warmer in the rural areas. So as compared to rural areas, these things are hotter in cities. This effect is called as urban heat island, a term which first came into use in the mid 20th century. Uh, Until 1980s, the effect was considered to have relatively little practical significance because most of these studies were done in cities with cold winter climates, such as in European countries and Scandinavian countries. A warmer temperature was seen as a potential benefit because it reduced the need of heating. But since then, we have found a number of reasons to be concerned. So what we have done with our cities, we have turned our cities into urban jungles, and this jungle comprises of these structures of concrete and asphalt. So what happens? Let us see in next slide. So what are urban heat islands? This phenomena occurs when cities replace natural land cover like this, as you can see here, with dense concentrations of pavements like this. So such pavement buildings and other surfaces that absorb and retain heat will ultimately, so they do two things: they absorb the heat and they retain it, so the temperature becomes higher in such areas. The effect increases energy cost. This is one repercussion of this. That means you will need air conditioning more and more in such areas. And also air pollution level, heat related illnesses and mortality would increase in such areas. So this phenomena of albedo has a role to play in urban heat island effect. Increasing the albedo of surface in urban area would help reduce the urban heat island effect. Albedo actually is ranging from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, so this is the range where 0 stands for black while 1 is for white. We will see these things in the next slide. The difference in surface albedo characteristics between urban area and rural area is the major contributor to the difference in temperature between these two locations, the rural and urban. The albedo of asphalt pavement plays a pivotal role in the reduction of pavement temperature. So what we have to do? We have to reduce the pavement temperature, and that can be done with the albedo. So increasing the albedo of the pavement is simplest technique that varies the thermal inertia of that particular pavement. The ratio of solar radiation reflected by surface to total incoming radiation is defined as albedo. So what is albedo? We will see in the next slide. So here we will talk about albedo. What is albedo? Albedo is non-dimensional, unitless quantity that indicates how well a surface reflects solar energy. So albedo varies from 0 to 1. Okay, and albedo commonly refers to as whiteness of the surface, with 0 meaning black and 1 meaning white. So here you can relate one thing that during summer season, sometimes you are advised that don't wear black cloth in afternoon time when you are going out, because that would absorb more and more of radiation, and that is why that would be harmful. So here the same thing is happening. The lower the albedo, the more radiation from the sun that gets absorbed by the planet, and temperature will rise. If the albedo is higher, the Earth is more reflective. More of the radiation is returned to space and planet cools. As you know that our Earth at North and South Pole is having ample amount of glacier, not glacier, but the polar ice. So the polar ice has a high albedo, and that is why the solar radiations, which are not falling directly there, they get reflected, and that place remains as ice. But if albedo of this surface is changed, then global warming can actually accelerate these things. We will talk about these things later in some other video. So now there is a point that how to reduce the urban heat island effect. We have talked about the problem. Now let us discuss the possible, or rather plausible, solutions. So we can do certain things like build green infrastructure improvement into regular street upgrades and capital improvement projects to ensure continued investment in heat reducing practices throughout the community. So whatever you can do that. But the most important thing is here, plant trees and other vegetation, because space in urban areas might be limited, but you can easily integrate small green infrastructure practices into grassy or barren areas, or vacant lots, or street rights of way. So you can do these things, plant green trees in nutshell. Now transform your community one project at a time by planting native drought tolerant shade trees. This is very important because you should concentrate on native trees which are drought tolerant, so you have to take little care about them. And smaller plants such as shrubs, grasses, and ground cover wherever possible. And one of my topic of interest, which is vertical garden, or rather vertical greenery systems, uh, and green roofs, rooftop gardens can be helpful in these things. You can read my research papers on these topics. So what is the role of climate change in this? So climate change will likely to lead to more frequent, more severe, and longer heat waves during summer months. So for example, city of Chicago could see a 30 more days per year rise above 100 degrees Fahrenheit temperature under high greenhouse gas emission scenario, which would be a huge thing to happen. Under lower emissions, Chicago new summer heat index could increase to around 93 degree Fahrenheit by the end of the century, similar to current summer conditions in Atlanta and Georgia. So this, if you talk only about this country, United States, this thing can happen. So extreme heat events often affect our most vulnerable population, like children and elderly people. And trees, green roofs, and vegetation can help reduce urban heat island effect by shading building surfaces, deflecting radiation from the sun, and releasing moisture into the atmosphere. These things can help. We can also do certain things like building green roofs, and green roofs, apart from doing this, it also improves the air quality and reducing the heat island effect, and also absorb air pollutants. We can increase shade around home. So this is one more thing that people can do. Planting trees and other vegetation lower the surface air temperature by providing shade and cooling through evapotranspiration. Evaporation plus transpiration is evapotranspiration. Evaporation is a simple phenomena when sunlight falls on some water surface or some surface and water gets evaporated. Transpiration is what? On a tree leaf, especially leaf. When sunlight falls, the stomata gets open and the water vapor is evaporated back to the atmosphere. This is called uh, the phenomena of transpiration, and both together are known as evapotranspiration. So trees and vegetations that directly shade your home can decrease the need for air conditioning, making your home more comfortable and reducing your energy bill. That would be an added benefit of planting shady tree around you. Yeah. So trees also protect your family's health by improving air quality. There are certain added benefits of this. We can talk a lot about them. One more thing can be done, which is install cool roofs. Cool or reflective roofs help to reflect sunlight and heat away from your home. So it reduces the roof temperatures. This allows your home to stay cooler, and this will reduce the amount of air conditioning needed during hot days, again saving to your energy bill. According to a study conducted in California, cool roofs can provide annual energy savings of around 50 cents per square foot. So they are doing it in India. We can also try certain things which will actually be beneficial. However, in tropical conditions, the sunlight is quite harsh sometime, and these things might not be that helpful, but yes, up to some certain extent they will help. So such energy saving can also result in better air quality in your community and fewer greenhouse gas emitted in the atmosphere. This is one added benefit which is actually inevitable, and it will be beneficial equally. One more point is the use energy efficient appliances and equipment. This is a very important thing, and this thing is very important because using efficient appliances and equipment in your home can help to lighten the load on the electric grid during heat waves, thus ensuring a more reliable supply of electricity in your community. One thing. Other thing is that when purchasing products, look for BEE labels, that is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency star labels, you know that, and most of the uh, appliances are having these stars, and you better prefer 4 or 5 star. Higher the number of star, more energy efficient that particular thing is. So replacing your old appliances and equipment with Energy Star qualified products can also help save your money. So yeah, if you are trying to save your money, this will also help in this regard. So thank you very much. I hope you have understood that what is urban heat island effect and why cities are warmer than rural areas. If you liked this video, please press the like button. If you want to see such videos more and more often, then you should consider subscribing to this channel, and please do comment and let me know that what kind of videos that you want to watch on this channel. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.